Hey everyone, Ryan Young, Jiu-Jitsu. I hope you're doing well. I've gotten some good response, and some direct messages and some replies that you guys have done to our video on just that quick warm-up I did, or workout that I did after I did a private. So I was already warm for that workout, and I was just doing some additional stuff just to kind of get my body doing, I guess, more things, going through more motions, trying to loosen up a little bit. Because sometimes when I train privately, I'm not super loose, and it's a conversation going back and forth when I'm teaching, and then we go over stuff, then we stop and we talk, go over stuff and go back into it. So it's not necessarily a workout for me. If it's a higher level guy, then it could end up being a workout if I'm actually training versus having a training dummy help me. Training dummy, not really a dummy, just an assistant. So here we are in the morning. Just woke up. Had my glasses of water, had a little bit of coffee, and that's really about it. So let's kind of get into a workout, kind of a sample workout, what we do in the studio before class. Now, granted, the workout in class is going to be a little bit longer. I'm just going to go through some of the exercises we do just for your benefit, so you can kind of see what a good warm-up should look like, and the types of exercises that could be incorporated in it. Now, this is not going to be totally comprehensive, but it's going to have a lot of the exercises that we do. I'm going to split it up a little bit just so you can kind of see. I hope this works out for you. If you want to go along with it, then feel free. Just go ahead and stop here and there to go a little bit longer. So I might do something for 10 reps that we might do for, say, 20. Or I might do something, for 10 reps that we might do for 40 or 50. But I'll just kind of let you know, and I'll talk you through as best I can. So the first thing, what we do is we normally do our forward rolls, backward rolls, shrimp 1, shrimp 2, lunges, slugs. So let's kind of go over forward roll. So a forward roll, it's your typical judo roll. There's two ways that we do it. One way we do it is if you're being thrown and landing, and one way is if you're having to roll and get back up. So really, a lot of it just has to do with how your feet are when you end, okay? So let me kind of go over the first one. The first one is if you're getting thrown, so that's like your judo throw. So what I usually do is tell people to go, if I'm gonna go right foot, I go right hand. And I'll do it very slowly. In fact, we'll do it this way so you can kind of see it. Right foot, right hand. I put my hands on the ground, and what I'm gonna do is this back leg is going to kick over, and I'm going to touch the back of the shoulder here. So I'm actually going to tuck my chin in, come up, and land. Don't land on dumbbells, that hurts. All right, so right side here, up, okay. We also do left side, left hand, right? Don't get in a trap of doing something only over your right shoulder or only over your left shoulder. You need to do it over both. Here, hop, boom. If you see it from the front, here, you can see it from the back. Notice I'm standing up in base as well. I'll do the left side, here. So that's one version of the forward roll. So the other version of the forward roll is not as if to be a break fall. It's more just to kind of get yourself going and back up again. So instead of my legs splaying out like I did in this last one, my legs are going to cross and I'm going to step up. You'll see it here. So here, come up this way. I go this way. Here, come up. I'll do it this way. Left side. And then right side. All right, so those are forward rolls. Now your backward rolls, we try to do it with no hands. We start with one leg up, back up. One leg up. The other foot you're gonna tuck in because you're gonna sit over it. So you're not gonna leave it out here, because if you sit with your leg out here, you go back, that's not a very good thing, not very comfortable. So, up, tuck. So I'll do it from here, tuck, sit back,
I'm gonna look over, in this case, my left shoulder, right? Actually, yeah, because this leg is up. Sit back, look over my left shoulder. Both knees will pass in front of my eyeballs. It looks like this. Here, and here. Come back up. So now I've got the right side in front. So now I sit, right side, which means I'm gonna go over my right shoulder, and my knees are gonna pass in front of my eyes on the right side, here. And notice I landed with my left foot up. So I'll do a couple rounds going back this way. Tuck, here. Boom. Tuck, here. Boom. So shrimps now. Shrimps, very common exercise. Most people rush through it. I would recommend you not. Take your time to do it. There's two ways that we do it, shrimp 1 and shrimp 2. So shrimp 1, right? Get to your side. Foot, bases. Now get onto the ball of your foot here, not onto your whole foot. Here, because you want to get your foot as close to your butt as you can. You're going to turn to your side. You have to be on your side. You can't shrimp from your back. So you have to stack your hip, and your shoulder also gets stacked. And you just simply lift your hip up here, and you move your body back. You open up, take the top foot here, stack your hip and stack your shoulder, lean forward, lift your hip, and move your butt back, okay? So we'll do it from here. Boom. Boom. Okay? I'll do it from here. Boom. Yes. Okay? So that's your, we call that shrimp 1. That's your conventional shrimp. Now, we have what's called shrimp 2. Now, shrimp 2 is a little different in that we're not going to use our feet to push. So with this one, turn your side. I say start with an open body. Put all your weight in your shoulder. Lift your hip off of the ground and bend at the waist. Turn, lift, bend. Turn, lift, bend. Okay? Turn, lift, bend. Turn, lift, bend. So what's it look like going away? Turn, lift, bend. Turn, lift, bend. That's shrimp 2. Now lunges. There are a number of ways that people do them. The way that I like to do them is I don't just get to here and then here. So what we do is we're looking for flexibility right here. Because what happens, you ever notice older people, like really old people, like maybe 80s, 90s when they walk? They kind of walk with very small steps. I have a feeling, and you experts can let me know if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, it's that they just don't have that flexibility that they need in their legs. So by doing lunges on a daily basis, right, we kick out. The goal is to put that knee on the ground over there while dragging this leg the whole time. So here, boom, 2 knees on the ground, step up, pull. So now I'm getting stretch my back leg here to here. So coming from me to you, looks like this. So what you can do sometimes, if you have a hard time with it, and a lot of you will, it's you go out this way and you point your knee to the outside. Come this way, point your knee to the outside if you can't go straight, okay? Now a lot of you, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna go this way, actually do it this way, watch this leg here. You're gonna go, and as you go, you're gonna pull it. And go this way, okay? Do not pull it if you can. Now, don't go hard, just go light. So, it feels a little unpleasant because I don't have anything on my knees to cover my knees. So my knees are kind of just dragging on the vinyl here, but it's just stretch, stretch, drag that leg in here, okay? So those are your lunges. It's good for hip flexibility. And know how when we stand up, we need to be able to do this, right? A lot of people, especially when they stand up in guard, they're here, they pop up, and they stand straight up. And when I tell them to lift the person's hips, they do this. They tiptoe, okay? And instead, it's here, hop up, and then here. So notice my heels come off the ground. Now, if I have a partner playing guard, it's a lot easier because now I can lean on them, which is what you want to do. Your weight, when you're in your partner's guard, you want to bias forward. Where if he were not there, you'd fall like I just did. But for the sake of the exercise, you want to be able to open the hips up. So I call this an open hip. Anytime you have a bend in your hip, I call it a closed hip. It doesn't matter if it's just the hinge just goes from here to here, that's enough. You know, that's a closed hip, and that's obviously a closed hip. So this is an open hip. And remember in the last video I did, from the open hip position is where you do your sissy squats. So some of you have messaged me about this, wondering, you know, how do I do it? How do I do it? It's kind of weird in that I've been doing these for years, right? So here and here, here and here. So what everybody wants to do is when you get to here, you get stuck. So you close your hip and get up, but that's not the way you want to do it. Now, that's not to say it doesn't benefit you doing it that way, it's just a different exercise. So here and here, here and here, okay? So we did the forward roll, we did the backward roll, we did the shrimp 1, shrimp 2, the lunges, and the slugs now. I'll finish up today with the slugs. The slugs are one way that we use to work our back muscles, right? Because when you think about it, it's so easy to do push exercise. It's much harder to do pull exercises on your own, right? You could use a partner and do your pull exercises, but as far as the pull exercises, that's what makes your chokes strong. It's, you know, a lot of people when they pull, it's here, bang, okay? Now notice the elbows stay in. So one way to make sure you do that is you turn your palms up. If you go palms down, it's a lot easier for your elbows to come out, right? Palms up, it's easier to keep your elbows compressed against your rib cage here. You know, elbow, rib cage, bang, bang. So here, boom. So the lunge exercise helps you to do that. So let me see, make sure I'm in the camera with you so you can see it. Right here, dig your hands out. You know, people do it over here, it's close, but I'd rather you get the range of motion. So the range of motion is out here, and you're just gonna put your hand, your forearm, and your elbow, that's gonna be your anchor point, and you can even turn your hands this way, lift your feet off of the ground, and you're simply gonna pull. Pull. Okay? How's it look this way? Let's see. Boom, boom, pull. Boom, boom, pull. Okay? So that's the easy part of our warm-up. So we do, well, we also, when we first get started, I don't have enough room here, obviously it's my home studio, but we'll do a light run around the mat, around the perimeter of the mat. And then what we'll do, after you run, then what we'll do is we'll do the shuffles, right? So we just do these guys, right? But we do it in the way of the running around the mat. So we always do it facing outside, you know, face the outside of the mat here, and then, you know, while we're doing it, let's say after we do a lap, we switch and we go face the inside, right? So it looks like this, right? And then facing the outside makes that you bias your left side face the inside, we bias the right side. Or you can change the direction in which you run, which I tell everybody, you know, let's say we're running this way, left-handed, right? At some point, you're gonna want to change the direction. So what we do is we turn, and then we cut diagonally across the mat, and now we're going clockwise, right? I tell everybody, you know, we're not doing NASCAR, we're just only doing left-hand turns, right? So we start with the run, we got the shuffles, and we also do crossovers, as we call them, here, boom, right, as we're running. So when you're running, you can take a larger step. So you always try to get a big swivel in your hip when you do it, right? You're trying to make your hips move when you're doing this, right? So we do it facing the outside, turn around, face the inside of the mat, right? Or if we change the direction of the run, then we always do it facing outside or facing inside, you know, for each, you know, if we run counterclockwise, we'll face outside. We'll switch to a run clockwise and still face outside, because then that means we're going to the left, we're going to the right. So we do the run, we do the shuffles, we do the crossovers, and then after that we head straight into what I started with this video with earlier. Forward rolls, we do that from one length of the mat and walk back to the other side. Backward rolls, walk back. Why do we walk back? So we don't have people going in different directions, right? So you don't have one guy going forward roll this way, one guy going backward this way, and what happens? You get a collision. That stuff hurts. So we only have direction going one way. So everybody, they do their exercise one way, they walk back to the other side, do the exercise the same way, walk back. So forward roll, backward roll, shrimp 1, shrimp 2, lunges, slugs, right? So that is the easy part of our workout. Then we go into the calisthenics part of the workout. Total warm-up for us takes 30 minutes in a 2-hour class. In a 60-minute class, it takes 15 minutes. And then we get into, after the warm-up, we go into the self-defense concepts. So it could be headlock escapes, it could be close and distance, it could be clinch, it could be takedowns, it could be a sequence involving all of those, right? Anything in the KAATARO Jiu-Jitsu self-defense curriculum, which is modules 1 through 6 in the self-defense half. Each module has 2 halves, right? Self-defense and then the ladder, whether it be red ladder or green ladder. And then different parts of the ladder, so there's 6 modules. So the self-defense is split up among all 6 modules, and the groundwork is specific for each module. And so after we do the self-defense, so workout for warm up for 30 minutes, and then we do the self-defense for 30 minutes, and then we segue into a ground concept for another 30 minutes, so that's 90 minutes, and then we do our hard drilling for the remaining 30 minutes, and that's a 2-hour class. And as far as you asking, well, what about rolling and stuff? If you still have any energy after that, which most of our students don't, and they're all in great shape. Most of our students don't have any energy, or they got to get home. It's a 2-hour class. But if you want to stay late, then go ahead and stay late and roll. So last night's class was here at the house because we're still building our brand new studio. And it was a 2-hour class from 7:30 to 9:30. And by about 9:40, everybody took off already. So it's kind of late. People got to get home. And I get it, work tomorrow. Or they're just tired because we did some nice hard drilling, as we do in every class. The goal is to get you home tired, but also have you leave better. So these exercises we do every single class. Now it's hard to do it in here, but when we have a full-size mat available to us, we do them every single class. We don't skip out on the warm-ups, because the warm-ups are an integral part of your training. Just like self-defense is an integral part of your training. If you only do one part of your training, which a lot of people they'll do a concept on the ground, and then they'll roll for 45 minutes, right? So 15 minutes for your combined stretch, warm up, and your lesson, and then 45 minutes of just rolling. You're missing out on some very important details. Anyway, I hope this helped you to kind of get started on, combine this with the last video I did. So do this one first, then do that next one. And I'll come up with more videos for you guys, more stuff to do. And I'll also show you our partner drills, which come after the hard warm-up. So it goes easy warm-up, hard warm-up, which is the curriculum, the calisthenics on the ground, the body weight exercises, and then followed by the partner stuff before we get to self-defense. So all that what we're going over right now is just part of the 30 minutes that we do. Anyway, I hope that answered some questions for you, and I hope it gave you another thing to add to your warm-up, which you really should be doing. Right? Do this with intention, right? Don't just do this for fun. I mean, it's going to be fun regardless, but the better shape your body's in, the easier things will be. Trust me on this. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Take care. Happy training. Bye now.